What is happening, my blocked buddies? This is blocked content. Oh yeah, we have a lot more Nintendo Switch news today because we're actually talking about, oh no, Lara K. Dale. For sure, because I promised we'd be back with some more information, and now we actually have it. We had, a list of things that we kind of, talked about the previous time, a pretty big list, but right now we're actually going to read Lara K. Dale's actual answers to the big Reddit.com thread, the Nintendo Switch subreddit. So Lara K. Dale is a person who leaks all sorts of Nintendo Switch information, so all the juicy details that we really want, and Nintendo is only releasing in, January 12th or something like that. And now we have a lot of answers. So here we go. Are you ready? So the first question that was asked: rate your confidence on a scale from 1 to 5 on the following. Switch will release before the South against Southwest tour event. And then Lara K. Dale says, I think it's releasing the 17th UK, which is about that week, right? Number 2, it will cost $300 or less. 5. There will be a version available at or under $300. Wow, okay. So number 3, it will have more than 32 gigabyte storage. And then Lara K. Dale says, 5. It'll have at least 32 gigabytes in the entry model. So the entry model, wow, incredible. So number 4, it will launch with 3 or more third-party exclusives. So Lara K. Dale says, I have heard about 2 third-party exclusives, the Rabbids RPG being one. And I suspect, 3 at least, but that's no guarantee. They are good exclusives, she says with a smiley face. 5, it will have a 4G network capability. Okay, nothing I have heard suggests this at launch, is what Lara K. Dale says. So 4G, not really gonna happen. Number 6, it will last more than 3 hours on battery. Number 6, and she says, I suspect if you turn down settings, playing a game at portable mode clock speed, it'll last more than 3 hours. So we kind of already know that 3 hours is about what it will take. That is pretty sad to me. I don't know. That sounds like not a lot of fun. So number 7, we will see Retro Studios project on January 12. And then Lara K. Dale says, Retro's project I know nothing on. If it were January 12, I would hope I'd have heard more info by now. So no, I don't think there is a new Retro Studios project. So no Metroid. I think they should do Metroid, right? Because they do Metroid so well. Anyway, number 8, the final question that this user asks. The initial Virtual Console library will be robust. And then Lara K. Dale says on number 8, initial Virtual Console library is 100% going to disappoint folks in terms of raw volume of titles. And now, I think we're talking 3, right? I think we're talking Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion. Okay, so another user asks a pretty in-depth question. What can you tell us about Pokemon Stars? Have you heard any rumors about Diamond and Pearl remakes? So Lara K. Dale says, so I talked to Tom Phillips a lot before he ran his Stars story, as I was also working on the same leak via different sources. He had a few bits of info I did not, so I stepped back and let him handle it. He was unsure about the names Stars and Eclipse. I had only heard Stars. And then she says, I have heard 20 plus new monsters are being saved for Stars. This guy, Tom Phillips, doesn't think that's likely. I honestly do not know if folks would be happy with that or not. I think 20 new monsters would be amazing for a new Pokemon game. I mean, it'll be Stars, so it'll be, the successor to, the Sun and Moon games. But you kind of expect something a little bit more. If there are 20 plus new monsters, new Pokemon, that'd be amazing, right? I mean, we've really not gotten that extra volume for like the extra game. So to me, that's amazing. So about Corrin, you said Bayonetta and Cloud Amiibo were going to be released the first 6 months along with the Super Smash Bros. For Wii U port. Have you heard any news about a Corrin Amiibo yet? So Lara K. Dale says, I still have heard nothing on Corrin Amiibo and I can't work out why. So how did you become a leaker? Heard many rumors about Mario Kart 8 Splatoon port. So that's what Lara K. Dale says. I became a leaker back with Until Dawn Rush of Blood leak. There is a lengthy write-up on how that happened. That is on the Reddit. So another user asks, thanks for taking the time to do this. Hope you had a nice Christmas. On to the main question. You made the decision to stop leaking anything prior to the Switch event and to only confirm or deny leaks other people did. I'm sure we can all understand and respect that. Based on that, can you confirm or deny if there are any surprises left for the event in January or after that you may have heard about? Is there anything else you would like to share about the event in general besides that? Are you excited or hyped, or what are you hoping to see yourself as a longtime Nintendo fan? And then Laura K. Buzz says, there are definitely surprises left for the January 12th event. There is a lot of third-party stuff not touched on, some hardware details, UI system level info, and other info not yet spoiled. There's a pretty beefy presentation planned, and like some of Nintendo's better directs, it's going to be very info heavy. Yep, stuff you're not expecting, at least one unexpected new IP. So, as in, we don't know if this IP was coming to the Switch, or new, as in, it's not a sequel or remake, and then Laura K. Dill says both. Alright, next question. Any ideas how long the presentation will be? It'll start at about 5 a.m. for me, and I'll have to leave my house at about 6:30. Will I miss much? So, Laura K. Dill says 30 to about 60 minutes based on knowing what's being shown, not based on being told length. Maybe you discussed this elsewhere, someone asks, but is there a reason you chose not to leak anything prior to the event? Just curious. Thanks for being here. Larcade Dale says, total burnout, too tiring, being accused a lair for having to wait for evidence. Yeah, I can kind of get that. Larcade Dale is now the center of attention, so you gotta deal with that spotlight. Someone asked, any news on a trophy-like system other consoles have? I have heard achievements, but I can't seem to clarify if they are separate or not from the new My Nintendo ones folks are earning for playing smartphone games. How is online going to be handled? Will Nintendo finally introduce a Gold or Plus service? The Virtual Console stuff has been great, but can we assume that we are going to have to buy all of the games we already own again? Virtual Console, Larcade Dale says, expect to have to pay a small upgrade fee again, unfortunately. So, spec stuff is cool, but I really would like to know more about the software in the machine itself, and if Nintendo has finally gotten with the times with the online functionality. And then, Larcade Dale says, purchases will be locked to the same login you use for Miitomo, Mario Run, etc. Should be the last time you need a new account with them. So, pretty cool, not really answering the main question, but still amazing nonetheless, right? So, Jammin' Out says, hope you had a nice Christmas and thanks for doing this. 1. Do you know the price range for the Switch? Larcade Dale says, still hearing 200 quid-ish entry point for Switch. 2. We've all heard the rumor of Breath of the Wild will be ready in time for the release of Switch. I have heard March 17 UK, so the middle of that month. That would be amazing. Is the Switch going to be released towards the beginning, middle, or end? Now we know. A little bit in the middle. 4. Will they show a preview of the new Mario game at the Switch presentation? I fully expect the new Mario game to be shown off in the presentation, named and playable at the hands-on event that month. I expect that too, and I'm not a leaker, I'm just, a guy. Will the Mario game be ready for the Switch release, and if so, will it release with the Switch? I keep hearing Mario will be ready for launch, so yeah, I expect it to be available day 1. March 17 for all regions? Also, what if anything are you hearing about region free? Larcade Dale says, I hear same week NA and JP, so Japan. Wow, region free I am still being told. That'd be crazy for Nintendo if it is region free, right guys? So, the Bossel says, how do you feel about the leaks? Are you confident that they're 100% reliable and not just to spread misinformation? Because I'm not believing any of the leaks until January 12th. Good going, the Bossel. Just, don't believe anything right now, but, we enjoy the hype. Larcade Dale says, never assume any leaker, myself included, is 100% accurate with their info. I make mistakes. I trust sources I shouldn't. I hear info that's out of date by the time that I report it. There are so many reasons a leak could not pan out. I could only do my best to be accurate. Be dubious of every leak, no matter the track record. Any day could be the day a source F's with me. Wow, I almost did a curse on block content, and we don't do those on these videos, right? So, Arlen Dark says, "Hi Lara, I just wanted to thank you for your work as a game journalist. I know it's not always an easy job, and I hope you enjoy what you do. Thanks also for bringing us so many leaks and behind the scenes info. Is a big part of why our community is as vibrant as it is because of you. I have a few questions. What are your expectations for the Switch based on what you know? Do you think it will be a success or a failure or just kind of average? What is third-party support going to look like after the first year?" Arcade Deal says, as to if it'll be a success or a failure, a bunch of that depends on how well Nintendo explains their supplemental info January 12th and how much press enjoy the execution at the press events on the 13th. As a fan of JRPGs, Arlen asks, do you have any idea what Nintendo and Square Enix or Atlus's relationship is going to be like with the Switch? Any chance of a Kingdom Hearts 3 or Final Fantasy 15 or remake Persona 5, something like that coming over in the future, especially Kingdom Hearts 3? And now Lara K. Buzz says, the reveal trailer had a concise message and hyped people up. If Nintendo clutter that messaging when I'm talking about additional control schemes, motion touch, maybe VR, or press, impressed with the initial hands-on, that hype could die fast. So, not really going into the JRPGs. About that 3D Mario, any new info that would be comfortable releasing, the extent of its open world, what environments are we going to get, new power-ups. Not really anything on the new Mario game. That is pretty sad. Wow. So, not really any more information about that Mario game. Scrolling a bit through this thing, there is one interesting question that is, I have a quick question here. Do you think the Switch will be a console that happens to be portable, a portable that can be used as a console, or a perfect hybrid? Larcade Dale says Nintendo internally are trying their hardest to make it a hybrid in marketing and execution. Over time, we will see if the console ports happen. Basically, if AAA stuff year one fails to sell well, we will likely see portable style games made instead to cut costs, and that'll set its fate that way. I hope it sells well enough to stay a hybrid truly the whole lifespan. Wow, yeah, us too. That is amazing. You know, there's so much information on this leak, and I think I'm going to do it in parts. I think the next part will go in for, a couple of other questions, but Larcade Dale, thank you so much for answering all of this, and for all of Block Content news, you know exactly where to be for the Switch. You know exactly where to be for the leaks. We report on all of it. We are the video game tabloid. We are Block Content. If you want to stay up to date to everything that we do, hit that awesome subscribe button and become part of this Blocked Content family. And I'll make sure you get the latest on Nintendo Switch. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you'll be Blocked Content. See you guys later.